What's up guys, my name's Dante and thank you very much for watching this video. Today I'm gonna hop right into the topic, just not waste any time and let you guys know kind of what's on my mind and what I've been dealing with over the past few days. And that's how this practice has changed for me. In the beginning I would try to plan out the topics, but I'm realizing that I am on the same journey that hopefully you guys are on, is trying to become the best person I can. And after doing that for a while, I've realized that there's always a lesson I'm being taught in my life. At least one. If I'm really opening my mind and my eyes to the next, step or the next growth opportunity, I realize that there's always something happening right now. And so the practice has been just sharing with you guys kind of what's happening for me right now. And I'm being taught a lesson that I have been taught before. And that's something that's happened to me a ton of times, where I will find a growth opportunity, I will take that opportunity, I'll learn from it, and then a few months will go by and I will lose sight of that lesson that I've learned or the principle that I've been practicing. And when I do that, the same problem comes up. And I hesitate to call it a problem because it's really not. As long as we're keeping our eyes and mind open, it's not really a problem. It's just another growth opportunity, right? And it's just spinning that into a positive way, because the language I used to use was, these are the problems that I'm dealing with, this is the stress I'm having in my life. But it doesn't have to be like that. One thing that we learn is the way that we label things and the language we use with ourselves can really change how we feel and how we view the world. So without any more further ado, I'll get right into it. And over the weekend, I have somebody who's really close to me in my life. We live together, and I always tell myself that I have pet peeves. And this is a great example of the language I use with myself causing problems in my life. I've accepted the fact that whatever pet peeve I have is something that is just going to annoy me or make me upset no matter what. And let me explain that a little bit more. If I admit to myself I have a pet peeve, that means any time that thing happens in my life, I'm already surrendering to the emotions I'm going to feel when it happens. And that's exactly what was happening. Like I said, we live together, and I try to keep things fairly clean. And the truth is that other people don't hold that as a high value, or as high of a value as I do. And so if something gets left around, my immediate reaction is to get annoyed, because I've already admitted to myself that I have a pet peeve. I've already surrendered to that. But the problem is, and what will happen is I will think that it's the other person's fault for upsetting me. And this is where the lesson is. Because I feel like when I get annoyed, well, I don't want to feel that way. So the only way to fix being annoyed is to get that other person to change. And for so much of my life, that was it. How can I get other people to change to fit the way that I view the world? Until I realized that it was that thinking that was causing all of the troubles. If I asked myself, what is it about me? What is it that I can change that doesn't get annoyed by what other people do? And that is the skill, that's the practice that I'm trying to be in, is going through life and not focusing on what other people need to do to change or to fit the way I see the world, but asking myself, how can I change to be more in alignment with other people and maybe connect with them and be less annoyed and just be able to live life and be happy. When I focus on that, I don't have to be annoyed when people cut me off, or when somebody leaves something around in my personal space at work or at home. I don't have to be upset. That's the skill. If we want to be less annoyed and we want to experience less stress and less hate towards other people, because it can be like that. When somebody cuts me off, it can feel like hate, really upset, angry. If I want to relieve that, it's not pulling over and getting that person to understand that they're not driving properly. It's figuring out what is wrong with me, what is inside me that needs to change so this doesn't happen anymore. If we can live like that, if we can truly ask ourselves that question with honesty and be willing to really take a look at ourselves, then we can change. And the funny thing is it feels like the world changes when we change. Because what happens is we're looking through different eyes, we're asking different questions, and like I said in the beginning, our language changes towards ourselves. I no longer have a pet peeve. Nothing has to upset me in and of itself. It's only the way that I label it. And so that's the practice for me this week. If you guys want to give it a shot, like I said, I've learned this lesson before, I've practiced it, and I kind of lost sight of it. And that's something that happens, but it's okay because we're revisiting it now, and we're going to make life a little bit better. So thank you very much for watching this video, and we'll see you next time.